Good afternoon, everyone. Let's discuss illustration number 12 that is related to the concept that we did yesterday. Yesterday, you come to know how the company's balance sheet is to be prepared in vertical form according to Schedule 6 and what are the items are to be shown in company's balance sheet. See, it is shown on the screen. These questions you find in the examination CBSE 2013 as 14 as well. In paper, you find this type of questions every time. Under what heads following items are of equity and liability side of balance sheet of company presented? Like the items are given to us: proposed dividend, claim dividend, matured debentures, calls in arrear, sinking fund, provision for provident fund, bills payable, public deposits. See how the solution is to be done. The solution is to be done like this, as we have to clarify or explain the headings as well as subheadings. So proposed dividend is shown under the heading of contingent liabilities in notes to account. It will be very much clear to those students who studied the format of company's balance sheet twice or thrice and prepare the notes in their fair notebook. Only those students can tell, because they will become so familiar with all the headings as well as subheadings of the company's balance sheet. Next is the unpaid or unclaimed dividend. It is given under the heading of current liability and subheading of other current liability. Debentures, non-current liability, and it is given under the subheading of long-term borrowing. Matured debenture are also current liabilities and given under the subhead of other current liabilities. Calls in arrear, if any shareholder has not paid the call money. We studied this concept in the issue of shares, where it is to be shown in the shareholders fund, and in the subheading it is shown it will be deducted out of subscribed capital but not fully paid up capital. I hope you remember in the company's balance sheet there are two headings of subscribed capital. One is subscribed and fully paid up, another is subscribed but not fully paid up. Now sinking fund. Sinking fund is to be shown in shareholder fund and subheading of reserve and surplus. Provident fund. Provision for provident fund. Provision is a non-current liability for the company and it is shown under the subheading of long-term provisions. Bills payable. Everybody is well aware that it is the current liability of the business and it is given under the subheading of trade payables. Public deposit is the non-current liability and subheading of long-term borrowing. Now, sundry debtors, bills receivable are also termed as the trade receivable. Sundry creditor and bills payable are termed as the trade payable. Please keep in your mind always, we did this concept in 11th standard in chapter number 2, basic accounting terms also, if you remember. The debtors and BR are termed as trade receivable, while the creditors and bills payable are termed as trade payable. Now let's discuss the form of statement of profit and loss. If you remember yesterday we have discussed that company's financial statements consist of two things. One is statement of profit and loss, another is balance sheet. The format of the balance sheet we have discussed thoroughly yesterday. Today we will discuss the format of statement of profit and loss account. Please be careful. It is not profit and loss account in case of sole proprietorship and partnership. Profit and loss account is to be prepared. But in case of company, instead of profit and loss account, the statement of profit and loss is to be prepared. One more important point, as per the revised syllabus, the format is also given to us. The format is specified in part 2, schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013, under which part 2, schedule 3. So what is the format? See, here the format is given to us. The name of the company, profit and loss statement for the year ended. Amount is also to be shown. See how the format, what are the columns? First column will be of particular, second will be of note number, then figures of the current year and figures of the previous year. First of all, the revenue from operation. Revenue from operation means the sales or the turnover of the business. Then if any other income is there, it is to be added. By adding the first and second column, we can have the total revenue. In fourth column, all the expenses are to be deducted. What are these expenses? These are all the expenses related to the goods produced, cost of material consumed, purchase of stock in trade, change in inventories of finished goods, work in progress or stock in trade, employees benefit expenses, financial cost, depreciation and amortizations expense, and other expenses also. Amortization expense means if any of the expense is to be written off, it is to be shown here. Then after dealing with the third and fourth column, when we deduct the fourth column out of third column, third is our total revenue, fourth column is our total expense. If we deduct all the expense from our revenue, what we will get? We will get profit as a surplus, and we have not paid any tax out of this. So it is profit before tax, and after that we have to pay the tax, and we will get the net profit after tax. That will be the profit of the company. That is, company is able to distribute among the shareholder as well as able to retain. So be careful. You have to learn this format thoroughly as it is given. If the first column is of revenue from operation, you have to consider the first column revenue from operation. You can't write other income first, because this is a prescribed format that is given under Schedule 3 Company Act 2013. So you have to follow that format that is given under the Company Act. See, now the notes of accounts, notes to account regarding statement of profit and loss. What are? First of all, revenue from operation means all the type of revenue that is received from by selling the products as well as services. It consists of this. If any returns are there, it will be deducted, and any other operating revenue such as sale of scrap is also be included in that. And in case of finance company, the revenue from operation will be, because the company which is dealing in finance, interest income, dividend income, loss or profit on sale of investment, revenue from other financial services. These are the revenue from those companies who are dealing in finance. Now, other income. Other income has interest on interest income, and next is the dividend. Yes. After that, gain on sale of investment is to be shown, and if any loss on sale of investment is there, it is to be deducted out of gain, because the net gain on sale of investment is to be shown in the statement of profit and loss. After that, other income such as rent received, discount received, commission received, profit on sale of investment, profit on sale of fixed assets, sale on miscellaneous item, refund of income tax is to be shown there. So in this way, you have to show all the items. Now let's do illustration number 34. Then it will be more clear that which type of question you find in the company in the CBSE exam related to company. See, 34 illustration. Under which major heading and subheading will the following items be shown in the balance sheet of company as per schedule part 3, part 1 of Company Act 2013. In this question, the net loss as shown by statement of profit and loss is given to us. Capital redemption reserve, bonds, loan, repayable on demand, unpaid dividend, building, trademark, raw material. All these items are given to us, and we have to explain under which headings and subheadings. These items are to be shown in statement of profit and loss. So how these items are to be shown? See, the net loss shown by the statement of profit and loss is always shown in under the heading of shareholder fund, under the subheading as reserve and surplus as a negative item. Capital redemption reserve. It is always shown under the shareholder fund as well and in the subheading of reserve and surplus. Bonds are the non-current liabilities and subheading of long-term borrowing is to be shown here. Loans payable on demand. Current liabilities will be the heading of loans payable on demand and it is shown in the short-term borrowing. Unpaid dividend. It is also shown in the current liabilities and subheading will be the other current liabilities. Buildings, no doubt, these are the non-current assets of the business and it is shown as a subheading of fixed asset in as a tangible assets. Trademarks shown under the heading of non-current assets as per the head of fixed assets, those are intangible. Raw material, current assets, and it is shown under the subheading of inventory. So in this way, you have to do the question. You are able to do this question. It is the simplest one, but you are able to attempt this question only when the format is very much clear to you. All the items are to be learned by you. Then you are able to cope up with this type of question in the examination. See, one more, let's discuss one more question. It is also be found in the paper of CBSE 2013. Under what heading will you show the following items in the financial statement of the company? Balances with bank, investments, outstanding salaries, authorized capital, acceptances means bills payable, trade payable, preliminary expenses, profit on sale of vehicle, sale of scrap, leave engagement expense. How it is to be dealt? See, we have to show the major headings as well as the subheadings. Balance with bank. It is shown under the heading of current assets. Cash and cash equivalent are the subheadings. Investments, non-current assets, non-current investments are the subheadings. Outstanding salary, current liabilities, and other current liabilities are the subheadings of this. Authorized capital. If you remember, we did in issue of shares the format of the balance sheet and how the authorized capital is to be dealt there. It is given under the head of shareholders fund and subheading of share capital. Acceptances. It is shown under the heading of current liability and subheading of trade payable. Trade payable is heading under the heading of current liability and it is a subheading in itself. So it don't have any separate subheading. Preliminary expenses. In 11th class, we come to know that when a company is going to be start, before starting, prior to the starting of commencement of a company, the expense are to be borne by the company. Those expenses are known as the preliminary expenses. These expenses are not shown in the balance sheet as per accounting standard 26. These are to be written off in the year in which they incurred. Profit on sale of vehicle. Any of the profit that is on the sale of vehicle is to be shown in the other income. No subheading is there. Sale of scrap, as if you remember in notes to account, we have learned the detail of sale of scrap is given under the revenue from operations. Leave encashment expense, that is shown under the employees benefit expense. In this way, we have to do the questions that you find in the CBSE papers. Let's do illustration number 36. Identify the major heads and subheads under which following items will be shown in the balance sheet of company as per Schedule 3, Company Act 2013. You find this question in CBSE 2016 compartment paper of All India. No, set C of All India. Provision for tax, loan payable on demand, computer and related equipment, goods required for trading. Provision for tax is shown under the heading of current liability and given under the subheading of short-term provisions. Loan payable on demand is also shown under the heading of current liability and short-term borrowing. Computer and related equipment. It is shown under the heading of the non-current assets in fixed assets as tangible. Goods acquired for trading. It is also shown under the heading of current assets and subheading of inventories. In this way, you have to do this question. Let's recall what we have done today. We have finished by the chapter. First of all, we have done the example related to the topic that we did yesterday, and you find this question in CBSE 2013-14. So this type of question you find always in CBSE, that what are the major headings and subheading. After that, we have done the format of the profit and statement of profit and loss, in which it should be clear to you that how the revenue from operations, other income are to be shown. A complete format is to be learned by you people. Then in the 34 illustration we have done that you find in All India set CBSE as well as CBSE 2015, and 35 question in CBSE 2013 and question number 36 in CBSE 2016 set C. So these are the various type of question that you find in your examination. How to deal with this? This is all about the chapter number 1, financial statements of companies. Today we have done with the financial statement of company, but name of the chapter book is, if I talk about the name of the that we are doing, it is here. The book is Analysis of Financial Statement. Financial statements are not appropriate in itself because it just provides us the information about only a single year. But with a single year information is not an appropriate information and don't give any meaningful conclusion. So that's why a company required to make analysis among them. So whenever any company has to make analysis, what to do? This is the format of financial statement. More than 1 year financial statements are compiled together and they have to make the comparative study. Cash flow statements are to be prepared. Fund flow statements are to be prepared. So in this way, there are various tools of the analysis of financial statement that is in the chapter number 2. Everybody has to read the chapter number 2 today also. Finish the chapter number 1. Do all the practicals, every type of example, and if you find any difficulty, be ready to take the query tomorrow and read the chapter number 2, in which you find there are various tools. First of all, in the chapter number 2, we will read each and every tool in such an explanatory manner in theoretical theory. And after that, we will did the practical numericals of every topic in different chapters. So it is all about for the day. I'm finishing my topic now, and now we will discuss, as I told you that there will be tomorrow will be a video conferencing and we will have a discussion. So now I'm going to discuss with you that what are the different various aspects of this topic. I request Akash sir to unmute the students as I want to discuss with them now. Our chapter is finished and now we want to discuss the questions. All the topic we did till date. I request Akash sir to please unmute the students.